there's no real alpha men out there. It's all like I'm alpha, but they're not.
Yeah. If you say you're an alpha, you're not.
You're not.
No,
There's so many fake alpha bullshit.
Here's the thing,
alpha man
Melissa,
with a
I'm going to
woman
tell
who
you
makes
right
more than
now.
you, bitch.
I don't know you that well, but I can tell you like one of them boss girls
Mhm.
because you've been successful.
Mhm.
So the men, most men you're going to meet aren't going to feel confident enough to control you.
I want that though. So
but I'm just telling you, like, that's
for sure.
That's what you're dealing with.
Yep, 100%. And and going back to the wearing something out, like if I'm coming down the stairs and I want my man to be like, you're not fucking wearing that, not because he's jealous, but because it's not a good look for us or for me. And that's hard to find because jealousy just takes over. And it's like, but I want somebody to respectfully control me.
Well, he could say,
say thank you, girls, for coming on here. As your first time guest on here, why don't you just take like a brief second to introduce yourself? Anything for our listeners you'd like them to know? Melissa, it sounds like they already know a lot about you, but you're going to be tapping into a new audience right here.
Yes.
So why don't you let everyone know what you're about?
Okay. Well, I was in real estate for 23 years and then invented light switches 7 years ago, filed patents around the world.
Because she's good at turning things on.
Doing that, yeah.
Like that one.
I'm actually going to be on the light switch.
Yeah.
And then I wrote a book and got fired. Here I am. But my book is very like, I don't know what page I'm.
And we'll be getting more into
but
we'll be getting to more into details and all that stuff. And Maggie, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself? Anything you'd like them to know?
Okay, I'm Maggie Sullivan. I'm 40 years old and single, but just wanted to say I've been in sales and marketing for over 23 years. I am a partner in a mobile home business. I work for a successful roofing company, and now I'm the editor and publisher for Erotic by Melissa.
That's awesome. Glad to hear it. So we're just going to get right into it then,
quite the resume.
Yeah.
that single part.
Yeah. So we're gonna
hint, I'm single.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into it here. So Melissa, you were working at a company known as Remax, which is very renowned. I didn't even know of it, but when I told Tad about it right there, he knew right away. It's a very big, I guess, real estate company.
Yes.
That you worked there for a very long time, 7 years.
About that.
Okay, 7 years.
Yeah.
And then you started getting into different hobbies, writing erotic poetry, kind of 50 Shades of Grey stuff. Yeah. Now, I will say, like, the whole erotic poetry thing, that is a woman thing. Like, I do not know, predominantly women thing. I do not know many guys that are into reading erotic poetry.
You would have to know the female body to know that. Most men don't, so.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just right here.
Oh, yeah, no. So, I mean, you really have to know anatomy and like the female body, and a lot of men don't know that, so I don't think that they could write about it.
So would you let me just ask you this. So let's say I wanted to be an expert, a superstar about the woman's body. I should read your books then?
I mean, it can't hurt. You'll learn some things for sure.
Oh, all right.
It would spice. Are you in a relationship?
Oh,
it would spice up your.
He is,
but
I am.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know. But I don't know if reading a book would get into it. Like I have talked to women before that they've actually been able to orgasm just from reading a book. No, I don't want to say no man, but it's probably a very small percentage of men that could actually orgasm from reading books. But at the same time, I do think that is an art if you're able to turn someone on and come just through words.
But listen though, see, I know that, and that's why I have pictures in with the.
Oh, okay. See, I feel like picture. Hold on. So I feel like pictures is cheating.
No,
I feel like pictures is cheating.
There's a picture for each poem.
When we designed the book, we designed it with men in mind.
Yeah, get in the mic a little bit there.
We figured that men read. I mean, people read left to right, so we'll put the pictures on the right side.
Yeah,
so
that's smart.
While you're reading, you can't help but take on the picture as well. Take in the picture as well.
Yeah.
So.
And when I was writing it, I tried to write about the picture. So if she's sitting on the bed, then I'm like, she's sitting there and she's waiting for daddy to come home.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote around the picture.
Yeah, but like having the visual of attractive naked woman, that's alone. Like men used to masturbate just off Playboy, just off picture images alone. Yeah. And when they used to show like no vagina, no titty, everything. So in my personal opinion, I think showing pictures is cheating in that sense. I'm not saying you're not
but I'm not showing vagina.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're still not writing like any form of like erotic poetry or an erotic novel, but in the sense of making another man orgasm just through words. You're not doing that.
Well,
no, I'm not trying to disagree. Like,
I don't know.
It's a combination.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person's imagination and creativity. I think like you said, the picture is just reference.
Yeah.
So like you might be kind of thinking of something, and then you look at it, and then it kind of puts an image of a person or what you might be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it puts you. That's
your image.
In
their
my
head.
Poetry. It literally starts out, and because I had people read this, guys and women, before I had the book and was finished with the book, and almost each poem starts out where you're just like engaged and you're there, and I take you on this little trip, and then it starts out real slow, and by the end of it, we're fucking like hard. Yeah. We're fucking, and you're like, oh shit. And when I send it to these dudes, they're like, my dick's hard. I'm like, mission accomplished.
Yeah. So you're fucking the reader in your poetry, like in your novel. So like if I were to read your book, I would feel like I'm having sex with the author.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, other than,
So you're rocking their world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you won't be doing any book signings anytime soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! She's probably
with a wet pen.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to let's backtrack a little bit now that we've learned a little bit about the context of your novel. Yeah. Let's talk about Remax and their decision to let you go, and I'll let you tell your side of the story first on that.
Okay. So I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. If that makes sense. I've been in real estate 23 years, but I've been with that particular brokerage for like 7 or so.
Okay.
And like I said, I invented light switches. So I had other things going on besides real estate, and they never had an issue with it. And then when I started this book back in September, maybe, I got a text message. I was putting it on my Facebook, just the website to my book, and saying, hey, I'm writing this book. I've been writing poetry since I was 16, but I decided I just felt the nudge to really do it. So I started just going all in. So I started posting on my Facebook, and I got a text message from the GM.
Okay.
He was like, hey, can you come in tomorrow? We needed to have a talk about your outside adventures outside of real estate.
Shit.
And I'm just thinking, I knew immediately.
You knew what it was about,
but I'm thinking,
Yeah.
But how is this a problem? Because I already had outside adventures with my light switch company, and it wasn't an issue. So I knew. And I said, no, I can't come in because I wanted to record the call.
Yeah.
So I said, I can't come in, but you can call me. And he did. And I recorded the call. And he basically said that they don't want to be affiliated and have anything to do with porn directly or indirectly, soft porn. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, so we're going to terminate you. And they gave me less than like 24 hours to move my license. And if I wouldn't have moved my license, it would have been inactive, and I would have had to reapply all over again. So like I had very little time to go find another place. But I have a good reputation in the industry. Right. So like I had people asking me to come with them.
For sure. Now, is that even legal for them to not give you an X amount of time to relocate or like get a different job so you don't lose your license?
Well, the Department of Commerce said that it should have been 2 weeks, but I didn't even want to file complaints or even deal with that stuff because I'm like, you know what? It's just, in my opinion, it was a bad taste in their mouth, not mine. Like,
for sure.
I just feel like it was tasteless.
Yeah, I do agree that it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But now I will say that this is kind of more of a capitalist conservative view. Like I believe that any business has the right to run their business how they want to.
Oh, for sure.
So if someone's if an employee is doing something that they don't agree with, even if it may not seem ethical or for whatever reason is, they have the right to terminate someone. I've gotten terminated from jobs before.
For sure.
I got a question. How the hell did they know that you're doing that?
Dude,
I had it on my Facebook.
Yeah, but you have to go look at it.
But here's the thing. And this is what was so weird is like the owner of the company. Like I was really good friends with a lot of the people in there, including the owner. Like he was.
7 years is a long time.
Yeah, like he's a great guy. I still say that
for sure.
And he was in my DMs saying, you look good. You go, this is great. Keep going. And he would comment on my post, and always any picture I'd post, first one there.
Was it him or like the HR?
It was him.
That lets you go.
His own personal page.
Can I say something?
Is he married?
Yeah.
Oh,
But he's
okay.
a good
I'm
guy.
starting
I
to put
won't
the
say
pieces
anything.
He's a good
together.
guy. He
He's
really
like
is.
the CEO of all
He's
of
like
the
the
Remax
owner.
results.
Man, I don't care. I'm
He's
gonna
a-
say
he's
it.
a big
If
deal.
someone's in your DMs, being the first one to like your stuff, send you like, "Hey, you look good. Damn, that's fine. I got that poetry." Whatever they say.
And then I got fired for it.
Yeah, because he's probably thinking, "Man, this might cause some problems with what's going on."
Yep.
And she's
Well,
been
they-
posting photos for like 5
Years.
years.
Yeah, 'cause
of
I- yeah.
way more provocative
Years.
Well,
photos
I'm just
than
saying,
she
Years.
like,
got fired.
there's no. You hear the term "sliding in my DMs," it means something.
I've
Yeah.
always loved photo shoots, so it's nothing new. But when he did call, when the GM called me, he did say that they were getting complaints, and obviously I know that.
From
I know
who?
there's a lot of bitches on there that don't like me. That's fine.
Karens.
I don't care. Like
Right.
I'm totally fine with that. Do you? I'll do me.
Just tell them, parents, you don't want to sell my house anyways.
And it's funny because I've actually had clients buy my book. And it's like, you know what? People that are going to follow me are the people that I want to follow
Dude,
me. I don't need your shit if you're fake.
You're the real estate chick. You see, they make all the pornos.
See, I would look at it like this. That's free advertisement. Whether it's good or bad, it's not like super bad.
Like and you know what? I look at it like it was a blessing in disguise because I'm still in real estate and I went to another brokerage, but I can move how I want to move now. I always had to watch what I say, watch what I did. Like, cause I'm a realtor. I don't give a shit about that no more. Like, I like real estate and I'm a realtor, but it's not it's not
the
gonna
main
hold me
quest.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to be me.
Yeah, real estate's the side quest for
Yes,
you now,
yes.
and now Erotica by Melissa is the main quest.
Well, and my light switches.
and your light
What?
switches.
And the light switch.
I gotta ask, what are these light switches? Because I've seen light switches all day.
You know? These are you ain't not
Okay,
seen nothing
Maggie's
like
Well, I
this.
busting
see
them
'em.
out.
You better
Maggie's
have
busting
them.
them out.
Like this is
Gonna
so
be talking
I
about 'em.
actually went to Colorado 7 years ago and I ate a gummy and I've never ate a gummy in my life. And I was so stoned.
Oh, I bet.
And I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I have the greatest idea in the fucking world. And everyone's like, yeah, what? And then they all forgot about it because I was with like 7 other people that night. And the next week I was seeing attorneys and I filed patents. And now here 7 years later, I'm working on like 4 switches. Like I'm stopping billion-dollar companies with my patents. Like I'm sitting on a lot of money.
I feel like you should go on Shark Tank.
I'm sitting on a lot of
She's
money.
got to bring these light switches on
Neutron
Shark
wants
Tank.
her.
So like you
Okay,
can
holy
have any image. It could
Look
be
at
me
this.
on
Oh,
there.
damn, look at them lighting.
Yeah, it could be
Oh.
me. Like these are because this is a smaller space.
Got a
this
burger
is like K for
on there.
kitchen, M for mudroom, L for living room. So that's limited space. But this is endless.
You know what's funny? I think it's crazy no one's made that before.
I know. And I'm
Like, that's
I
such-
know. It's so
you know,
okay.
That's such a good invention.
I know.
So
You know? Wait,
what's
it called?
special about it? Or is it just like you can get your own custom images on them?
So
That's
it's
the main
whole
thing.
light switch. And like this,
Yeah.
you know, this comes off and there's a film in there. So you can change and have any image. And I wanted to hit every demographic because I know smart switches, not everybody's going to have those.
Yep.
So this will allow anybody to have this in their home.
You
and
getting a good
then-
video of that?
Yeah, I got it on there. She's got it
That's
on there.
cool.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, and
The middle one's glaring hard, but you can see the other two.
It just says dining for dining room. So
Yep.
this, I mean, it's big.
How
It's
much?
gonna be big.
So how much are the switches?
Right now I have this one at $19.99 and this one $24.99. But that's the thing too. Like I can fluctuate my price so much.
But if you call and buy
Be
right now, you can
competitive.
get 2 for $15.99.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm
I,
actually
Dog life.
selling the whole company now.
Yeah.
let me tell you something. I haven't seen that in Home Depot or
No.
Lowe's yet.
I've already met with Home Depot.
No, you got to get that in there.
But I want to sell the whole company.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like
Well, what do you have in sales right
Or
now?
maybe try to find a
Well,
company
so
that makes.
I feel like we'll turn it into a Shark Tank episode. I need to know to your sales.
This is interesting
Yeah,
because
deal in
I've been dealing with
Yeah.
like, remodeling homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
it's-
look at the prices, and you got these cool switches.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I-
It's
I just
insane.
see like
It's yeah.
dollar signs.
There's a
That's
lot
all.
of, and you know, like Lutron, Leviton, like they're the $1 billion. That's probably where 90% of the switches came from that are current.
Mhm.
My attorney called me in a few months back, and she's like, "Your patents are stopping them," and she showed me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So, but I'm a grandma now, and my grandbaby's 1. And when she came into my life, I was like, you know what? Because initially I wanted to blow this up and just be a
Yeah.
boss ass woman. I built this huge company, invented these light switches, but now I want to sell it, and I want to walk away with a lot of money and like help and build shelters and work with
Right.
the youth groups.
Well, hopefully you get like the right person helping you. Sometimes companies buy companies and they lowball them. And then,
Oh yeah, no, I've always already offered an amount that I didn't take. I'll just hang on to
I'm
it
just looking
until
out.
yeah,
for you.
no,
Like,
no.
I don't know you, but I'm just looking out.
But I look at it like, you know,
Yeah.
I know what I'm sitting on. So it's like, I'm not gonna, I actually was dealing with the CEO of Taco Bell, and he's a billionaire. And I was dealing with him through a middleman, and I'm just nobody, right? So like in his mind, and he could just push me around because I have no money. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm like, I'm not going to take that, like, unless it comes with royalties. And they're like, no, he's not going to give you royalties because he's going to go sell it to the other companies. I'm like, well, I could do that myself. So I said no, and I'll hang on to it.
His plan was to just flip your company.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that. I'll sell it myself for way more.
No, she should be on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is a Shark
You know,
Tank
like-
episode right now.
I'm
Lori
very
Grenier,
excited.
She reached out to you.
She emailed
Lori
me.
Grenier
Yeah.
reached out to her already. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
You can answer her phone. Hey, this is Erotica by Melissa. How can I help
yeah,
you?
and then I'm doing this, and it's like people are like, "What are you gonna do next?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Write a novel, turn into a movie. I don't know.
Well, you know, like this would be. I mean, you said you wrote a book, but this is
Mhm.
some deep stuff here.
Yeah, the light
Like
switches.
big things.
I knew God put something major in my lap, because I'm like, I'm not the average person. Like, I'm not just gonna with my money. Like, I'm gonna give it, and
Yeah.
I wanna give it to the community and get kids off the streets and do big shit.
Do you hear that? Like, she's gonna start a nonprofit soon,
Yeah.
and we'll do a fundraiser for that.
There you
go.
go.
So going back to Erotica by Melissa. So you mentioned you have kids. So I'm really curious to how your kids feel about your side adventures or whatever your company called them.
Yeah.
Are they
So,
supportive? They taking some time to kind of warm up to?
I actually asked my kids and my parents before I
Okay.
did this. So because my son will be 28 next month and my daughter's 21. And I didn't want, and also I'm single and I have a future husband somewhere, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to be naked, and I'm not going to have that image because I respect him, whoever he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm still pushing the limits. I'm in lingerie. I'm like, so,
Right.
it's still, some men don't like that. And that's fine. But I asked them, and my son's like, you're a genius. Like, do it. Because,
He's like, if you can make money, go for it.
do it. He's like, just don't be naked.
Well, let me ask you this.
There's all those lines and boundaries.
Yes.
Because now comes the hard questions. You know, I'm going to ask you. Like, if I was
Hard-hitting.
dating a woman who has something like that,
Yeah.
what would happen if this guy's like, well, I don't want you doing that no more, even though you're not getting naked,
Mhm.
but you're still, you know,
Yeah.
kind of.
You're still pretty revealing.
It's not as bad
For sure.
as getting naked and, you know, having microphone squirt on you or something.
Yeah.
Don't make me invent
That's the
that.
next
I just had to
invention.
say that, you know, but it's not as bad. But
yeah.
I'm just wondering, what would your thoughts be? I mean, let's say you really love this person.
Yeah. Well,
Would it be worth giving up Erotica by Melissa?
Yeah. Or
For your
maybe you
future
could
husband.
revise it,
Yeah.
you know, or something.
So just get rid of the pictures
Maybe
and
he-
do words only.
That's a big no. I mean, it's just a no, because
Yeah.
I'm 47. I was married once for 12
Wait,
years.
what's a no? You'd say no.
I
Hell no,
wouldn't change who I am for a man.
No.
No.
Well, I'm not saying.
I wouldn't stop.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm not saying change. I was just saying, like,
Yeah. I just,
you know, maybe he doesn't want his wife even showing
yeah.
that stuff. You know, so
I
I'm
mean,
just
maybe
wondering.
by the time I was married, but I want to always write, you know? So and maybe, who knows? I mean, if I love him enough, I could have another model in my book. I would be open to that. But right now, I'm really living my life, and I'm not open to letting
You living
somebody
your best
change
life?
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's that thing, you know.
It's been a journey. You
Yeah.
know?
No, that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
like,
good question.
You know, like
Mhm.
some guys might not even like that.
Oh,
But-
they do.
But then
There's-
some guys
Yeah.
might be like, yeah, damn, you know, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what yeah.
Oh,
You know, like-
I've been judged so bad since this, and been unfriended, and been talked so much shit to in my DMs from guys too. And they're like, you know, what are you doing? Like, I had an ex text me, and he's like,
Mhm.
you invented $1 million light switches. Why are you on OnlyFans? I'm like, because I'm smart businesswoman. I am on there capitalizing off of my book. I'm not naked.
Right.
Like,
Do you feel like being the OnlyFans affects your other business adventures though? Because you see all these other successful business women, they're not dabbling into OnlyFans and
Yeah.
posting half naked pictures
Yeah,
of
no, I
themselves.
think
So like,
it's-
I do think that you're going to have a large portion of people, they're going to see that
Mhm.
and it's going to that's going to discredit, you know, that smart businesswoman, Melissa.
no. I think it's an advantage, to be honest, because nobody's doing it. And I think it's an inspiration to women to really be who they want to be. Like, why do you have to live in a shadow and be something
Yeah.
society wants you to be?
Is it a smart move, or is it taking advantage of lonely men? Because I think there's a lot of that on OnlyFans too.
There is.
Because I think actually would see the majority of people that are paying to see women are lonely and desperate
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that, because
So,
it's
I mean,
really
you know
not.
that's true. No, it
Yeah.
is like
It
that.
is. No, it's really not about.
Have
the
you ever
being
paid to see a
naked.
chick?
Mm-mm.
No,
Okay.
I mean that's you're
I went to
right.
a strip club. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie,
Okay.
You're right.
but I've never paid for
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
No,
Yeah.
the OnlyFans is really an extension of
Of
the
the
book.
book, yeah.
So the book is really the product. That is the business.
I do
But the
understand.
OnlyFans allows readers to now interact with the author, which
Right.
really the book is groundbreaking
Yeah.
because it's very rare that you have this level of erotica, photos of an author. You never
Mhm.
see photos of the author. You see some chick from the 80s wearing some peasant dress
It's
on the cover.
yeah.
Some Fabio guy saying,
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter. You don't see someone like Melissa who starts out like Emily Dickinson and turns into Cardi B. You
Yeah.
just don't see that and
Yeah.
see a body like her and everything. It's just like, it's unheard of.
Well, this
So-
is what I
It's like choose your own adventure, but for
Plus,
a
I
Right.
get to write to them, and it's just more personal.
yeah.
well, I think okay, so I've never been an OnlyFans person.
Yeah.
So for me, as an average person who's never been on OnlyFans but
Yeah.
heard about it, this is where I think Doug's getting at.
Mhm.
Like, I'm glad I heard your side. 'Cause
Yeah.
some people have OnlyFans for cooking and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Boxers
the
have it.
stigma,
Yes, yeah.
the stigma
is
is
nude.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you're writing erotic poetry.
Yes.
So it's probably good that you're on here so you can explain. You said you don't get naked or anything like that.
no.
But if you just said, hey, yeah, I got erotic poetry and I do OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Mhm.
check it out. 9 out of 10
Yes,
times.
100%.
I'm just
And
being
then you're
honest,
gonna pay, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
take your money, and you're gonna realize I'm not naked.
A lot of her
And
fans.
no, then
are-
they're gonna be like, hey, I'll give you $200.
Oh, they
Can you
do.
make
I've
this?"
been
Yeah, I know how they are.
I've been offered a lot of
Yeah.
money to be with people, and I don't do it because
to
I'm
be
gonna
with
make
them
way
even?
more
Oh,
money on my
damn.
light switches than you could ever pay me.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say a lot of her subscribers are new to OnlyFans. They're following it for the erotica.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's a
What do you
niche.
mean, new or new?
New to OnlyFans. Like
New
they're
to-
not,
yeah.
So like
Wow.
first time
Yeah,
first time
they're
subscribers.
Not like
Yeah.
hardcore OnlyFans
Yeah.
guys that are always in there.
But,
They're in there to follow her.
So,
Yeah.
so when they, for example, let's say they go to your OnlyFans site,
Mm-hmm.
like, what does it say? Does it say like, I'm not nude, or it just says erotic poetry, or like, I'm just wondering how you market
It
something like that.
does. It basically
I don't know.
says.
Well, we
Like,
don't let people know
Yeah.
she's not new. They have to find
Oh,
that out
shoot.
for themselves.
Yeah.
Come on,
My bad.
come on.
So I'm not trying to mess up your game.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
it does just say, come inside my mind,
When you said,
explore with
is
me.
that with CUM or COME?
I wish it was
It's
CUM, but it's COME.
I'm just wondering, like, hey, it's sex sells, come.
It really
inside
does.
my
It's a
mind.
billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
The idea
But
is like,
on
come
your-
inside the book, come inside the OnlyFans, come inside whatever
Yeah.
we're doing. You know?
But
Oh,
to
so
your
it's like-
point of like the lonely men,
Yeah.
that is very true. So, and that's what my dad said. He's like,
Yeah.
you're really smart because it's not necessarily taking advantage of lonely men, but like I said, naked women are a dime a dozen, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they're everywhere and they're just throwing themselves at you. Just pay me some money.
Yeah.
But to come across
Don't
somebody,
have to pay him anything.
Yeah, that too. But
It's
to come
free.
across somebody that really is like, no, you're not going to see me. And if you want, I mean, I've had to tell people like, skedaddle, go to the next OnlyFans girl. Like, I'm not going to do that. And then they're like, wow, well, now I'm intrigued. Like, write to me, talk to me.
But one thing is good, like, because I've been, how I do the YouTube stuff.
Mhm.
Like, community is huge. Like, so you're gonna build a community of the loyal people.
Mhm.
They feel like they get to know you, like you're
Yeah.
part of their life.
Mhm.
I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
But I have had people say, what about Lumalit? This is a bad look for Lumalit. This is,
Right.
and it's like, maybe it would have been if it was something that I was going to build, but I no longer want to do that. I'm
Yeah,
sitting
now you're
on
trying to sell it.
Yeah, I'm selling the patents in the company, and I don't really think they're going to care who I am.
Right.
I mean, they're buying a product that doesn't exist in the whole wide world, and I'm sitting with it. I don't think they care that I wrote a book.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Are
if
you
they
talking
did, I'll
about-
sell them the book.
We're not
like-
going to buy a light switch because you also do erotica.
Yeah,
No.
put me
Right.
on the light switch. How about that?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
You have a special bonus.
I do.
You should have one for your OnlyFans. People like,
She does
hey,
have that. She
Yeah.
does have her
If you
own
subscribe, you get my custom light switch of Luma Light. Yeah.
That's
Image
funny.
of me.
you can touch me, turn me on and
Turn
off
me
whenever
on.
you're ready.
Yeah.
When you're on the page, you can flip her on.
Can I use that?
You
Yeah.
should.
Let's see.
Oh, that's cool.
That's me.
There you go.
I
Go
like
show it to
that.
the camera there
Oh.
real quick. Try to see
Oh,
if you
that-
can.
oh,
Try to get a
where's-
shot
which
in if you
one?
can't. Yeah, that's good.
Put me on there.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Luma Light. So Maggie, now I want to pick at your brain for a little bit. So how did you get tied into Erotica by Melissa?
Well, I first met
Get a little
Melissa-
more into the mic there.
Oh, I
You're
first
good. There
met
you go.
Melissa was probably like it was about 16 years ago.
Yep.
And she was running an appraisal company and I was a loan officer. So that's how we first met. And then our paths just kind of kept crossing. And then when I went through my second divorce, it was really rough. And she knew him through the industry.
Okay.
So, she was like, I'm there for you through this together. And then COVID was really scary and we're very isolated. But through it all, we found each other and we've kind of been inseparable, like
Ever
sisters.
since.
She's my older sister. I don't have a sister. She doesn't have a sister. So we've been there, and she was there when my dad passed and in my life. And then she's always sharing her erotica with me. And there's times where I've had to pull over my car because I'm like, oh my God.
Because you're just soaked.
Yes.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask you.
I'm going to crash my car because I'm listening to her be like, and then I slowly take off my pants. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who is this best new friend of mine, It was so intriguing. And she empowered me to find my own, sexuality and just be an empowered woman that things taught me. And
so your two husbands didn't help you find your sexuality at all?
It's not that. It's more that they were insecure when I found my sexuality. I think that
Get a little closer in there.
Men have a way of making women want to, diminish their sexuality a little bit so that they can keep it for themselves. And so I think sometimes women end up feeling like they're not really, they can't be themselves because their man is insecure, their husband's insecure with who they are. And now I'm at a point where it's like, I don't care. I'm so happy on my own. Like my life doesn't have to involve a man. And it would take a really special man to
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Are you bisexual?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not bisexual.
Yeah. Are you?
No, I've slept with women.
Then you are.
No, I'm not. I had to try
experimented with women.
How many times?
4 women.
Just
You're bisexual.
Hold on. I gotta just you and another
I'm
woman.
Not. Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't like it equally each time. I tried different looks, and I'm like, this ain't for me. I like a man.
Yeah.
I need a man in the picture.
Yes, a man.
Okay, so if you're not bisexual, Maggie, what is like the sexual liberation or freedom that you weren't able to discover until you met Melissa here?
Yes, let's hear this.
I would say more about just being myself and being free with who I am and embracing, like, if I want to wear that, I'm going to wear that. And it used to be like, I have a girls' night and I found the perfect dress and it hugs me in all the right places. And there's nothing wrong with my body. I look amazing in it.
Yeah.
But my husband would have a way of making me feel like you probably shouldn't wear that out. And I think men do that. And sometimes they do it subconsciously because they don't want all the other men to see you looking like that.
Right.
And so that's their problem. And I used to think it was my problem. Like, okay, I'll go put on something else, And now it's like, I just wear whatever I want. I act however I want. I do whatever I want. And it is so liberating and freeing. And there are men out there that I have met and there are men out there that are comfortable. With secure enough that they can handle a woman.
Yes.
Like that. But it's not every.
No, a lot of men can be are very insecure when it comes, especially when it comes if you have an attractive woman and she's going out with her girlfriend. Well, I do think women should respect their man to a degree. Or if he does feel like his outfit's too revealing, or even if you take a step further, if you know your partner's insecure, shouldn't you kind of be there to comfort him and support him and let him know that, babe, I'm yours only. And yeah, I may be wearing this dress that's revealing, but it's okay. I'm going to respond to your text when I'm out. I'm going to call you. I'm going to make you feel comfortable, even though you're insecure.
No.
Because okay.
That is an inside job.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I feel like a key to a successful relationship is
respect.
Making your insecure partner feel secure.
But that is not something you can do. Like, you can respect your person, and you should.
Yeah.
And I get where you're going with that. I'm not going to wear something that shows me all see-through.
Right.
I get that. But I've been in relationships where I did do that because I didn't know any better. So I'm like, honey, I'll unfriend all these guys. None of them matter.
Right.
And I went from 5,000 friends to 500.
Yeah.
And
so
it was
who cares,
never
then?
enough, though. It was never enough. I could change everything. I could dress in a nun suit and it wouldn't have been enough. Because that's you. That's your problem.
So with you, it's like you give them an inch, they take a mile, kind of saying.
Because it's an inside thing. It's something they need to heal from. It's a past trauma. Maybe it's childhood relationship. Maybe their wife cheated on them. Who knows? But it's not, I didn't do that to you. So that's something they have to fix on their own.
But shouldn't you help them with that?
You can't.
You can.
I've tried.
I think you can.
Okay, hold on. I
Just
think
respect them.
Either you trust your partner or you
respect.
I think it's how you treat the man.
Yes.
Like, if you treat the man like you're his and vice versa, I'm sure for the woman, then they're not worried about it.
100%.
But as a man, like if I have a woman and she's going out dressed in a certain way, if I feel like she's with me all the time, I'm just not worried about it.
Yeah.
But as a man, because I know what kind of guy I am when I go to the bar, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of guys like me. And they as a man, when a man usually says that, it's because they know like how guys are.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But some women are like that way too. Like when guys go out.
But when I have a man, like I smother him. Like I am like constantly touching, tickling, holding hands. Like I am so into my man. And
then you're a good woman.
I mean, I'm all in. Like I think if I could just jump into him and be his soul, like that's as close as we could get. But so I don't know. I guess I feel like that's an inside job.
So you dated a guy and you were like that to him and he was still.
Oh yeah. Okay, listen, I've been married once and engaged 4 times. And I flex on that because I'm like, yeah, listen, a lot of people talk shit, but it's like there's some women that have never been proposed to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I clearly am doing something right, and I know what it is. I take care of my.
Man. You picking the wrong guys?
My man, like, but then they tend to get. There's all different reasons, but a lot of them get very like almost jealous of your happiness in a sense because they aren't happy, or then they start becoming insecure, and then and that just wrecks everything. I'm not going to deal with that.
Or if you make more money than a man, that can ruin a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I think different. If my girl made more money than me, then I'd be like, I got to make more money.
Yeah.
I want.
And see, that's the kind of mindset you should have, because when people say like, oh, I say, oh, I don't care about how much money a man makes, but I do care because I want a man that's a business. And if you work at Quick Trip, you're not on the same mindset as me.
Okay.
No offense,
so that
Quick Trip people might be moving to be a manager or something like that, be a CEO.
No, I'm saying like if you're comfortable making, $45,000 a year and that's your and that's it for you, then you're just not the man for me. And that it's not that I'm a gold digger. It's that I aspire for more.
But I know.
So I want a man that's going to aspire for more.
You want ambition, but like this ties into like a good saying, and that is men love unconditionally, women love conditionally. And you just back that fact up because, and here's, let me finish here. Let me just finish here real quick. So men who are very successful and make a lot of money, they would not care if the girl's working at Quick Trip, Target, or source of income.
I agree with
like
that.
whatever it is. So there is no conditions other than physical attraction at first, which I think everyone shares.
Yes.
Anyway.
But
now women,
women could bring them a baby, then they're not as interested, right?
If he wants a kid, yeah, and I'd say that's a pretty
that's conditional.
That's a pretty big thing. That's a more subjective
condition.
condition.
What about her body? That's a condition. She has to have a tight body. She has to have the right.
What was the thing you just said about the baby? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm saying like men do love conditionally because they want to procreate. They want a woman that can bear them a child. So.
Not all men. That's a more subjective thing. A majority of people do want kids, but I've also met some of my really good friends like do not want kids at all. Like my aunt actually like never wanted kids. Her and her husband, they've been married, 30 plus years. They travel all the time. So kids is like a subjective thing, while dating someone because they're not on the same status as you, that seems to be a common thread with all women.
Well, see, I'm opposite of that.
A lot of men that have problems because their women just. I know a lot of men like
I'm opposite of that though. I would prefer to date a man like my ex-husband. I don't mean to throw him out, but like he made like $45,000 a year.
Yeah.
I prefer not to date. I've dated guys that make millions and I don't like the arrogance. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the entitlement. And I just don't like it. Mm-hmm. So I prefer that. I hope that my future husband does not make what I make. And when I want someone, when she talks about like my whole thing is I just want
someone that is business oriented and
right. But I'm saying you can have ambition and not make a lot of money, and you could still work at Quick Trip.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It doesn't matter where you work; it's your mindset. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I threw out the Quick Trip.
Right.
Don't like.
No, and I'm not saying like and
Quick Trip. Don't go after her.
And I just want to say like I say no, and I say women, and it's like I'm generalizing. Obviously, like obviously there's like some women are like they're not going to give a fuck if their guy works at McDonald's a lot. But like from a lot of women that I've talked to and met like doing these podcasts, a majority of them like boss chick, CEO, be a boss, date a boss type of attitude.
Women usually want to step up.
See,
exactly.
I don't. And my thing though is like I lift everybody up around me. So
Mhm.
I'm like, you can do this. You got this. Read this book. Do this. Do that.
Yeah.
Like, here's your mind. Like I'm that. But who lifts me up? So
Right.
that's where I'm besides you.
See, and
my
that should be
kids.
your man.
That's my
or
man.
woman,
That's what I
whoever
want
it
in a
is.
man. I
Yeah.
want him to say, you got this. Like, do this, do that. And I want him to lift me up. And
Yeah.
and I know this might sound crazy, but I want to be controlled. And
Okay.
that's another
You're
thing.
submissive.
Yes. Like that, but there's no real alpha men out there. It's all like I'm alpha, but they're not.
Yeah. If
And-
you say you're an alpha, you're not.
You're not.
No,
There's
here's-
so many
here's-
fake
hold
alpha
on.
bullshit.
Here's the
Be an
thing,
alpha man
Melissa,
with a
I'm gonna
woman
tell
who
you
makes
right
more than
now.
you, bitch.
I don't know you that well, but I can tell you like one of them boss girls
Mhm.
because you've been successful.
Mhm.
So the men, most men you're gonna meet aren't gonna feel confident enough to control you.
I want that though. So
but I'm just telling you, like that's
for sure.
that's what you're dealing
Mhm.
with.
Yep,
you know?
100%. And going back to the wearing something out, like if I'm coming down the stairs and I want my man to be like, you're not fucking wearing that, not because he's jealous, but because it's not a good look for us or for me.
Mhm.
And that's hard to find because jealousy just takes over. And it's
Right.
like, but I want somebody to respectfully me.
Well, he could say like, "You're not wearing that because like that makes me look bad and makes us
And
look
us,
bad."
yeah. But they don't. It's usually out of a first jealousy type thing. And that's where the fights start. And that's how people get discouraged by men like that. But the real alpha men, the quiet ones, they do work that way. They're just very rare. I'll find one. Or he'll find me.
Yeah.
And I
You'll
think
find one.
like going back to my thing, just,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so I can clear this out.
Yep. No, you're
Okay.
good. Go for it.
Okay, Quick Trip is just like an example. I feel.
Yeah. You're about to get canceled by every Quick Trip employee that works here.
And I go to the Quick Trip, and I'm a Quick Trip.
Hey,
I frequent
You know why? Because she goes and gets those little meals.
Dude,
those myself.
I
you know,
will
go there all
say
the time.
those
I
like this.
just went to Quick Trip
Yeah.
on my way.
The spicy chicken sandwiches they have fucking on fire.
Hey, let me
The
tell you
Bosco
something.
sticks are bomb.
Let me tell you something. Quick Trip has like, you know, you can make 60,000 being a night manager. I've seen it. They're hiring all the time.
Yeah.
So don't be hating on
But
them.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the money though. That's what I was trying to back
Yeah,
up. It's not
the
about the money.
mindset.
It's about me personally. I'm allowed to have a choice. I'm allowed to have a taste. And I have a taste for men that are ambitious, that like commission only, that like to chase sales, that like to build businesses, that like to just they're hunters, they're chasers,
Yeah.
because that's me. That's ingrained in me. I have a lot of that built into me. And I've always I'm never satisfied with the mediocre. And it's because I love the thrill. I like the chase. I like the hunt. I like to sell the person that no one else could close.
Mhm.
And that's the kind of man and I like a man like that I can sit and talk about that stuff with and gets excited.
And that
Not a
man is
that's, like,
dating a 20-year-old.
complaining about how pump 3 and
Oh,
4
no.
didn't work today.
I mean, pretty much.
like that's
Hey. Yeah, because
Like,
he hunted
He
that
is.
20-year-old.
I mean, really, that man
Yeah.
isn't typically with a 40-year-old who's ambitious
Oh, you're
like
talking
him.
about that type of guy, man.
Like
yeah.
the type of guy she's explaining.
'Cause they
isn't
can get
typically
whatever
with
they
a
want.
woman that's on his level and
No,
his
Yeah.
I think I've
age.
had a lot. I mean, I've had
No.
men like that, but
Yeah.
You know
it's
why?
just-
Because those men are hunters that you like. Those hunters are gonna go after
Mhm.
like anyone. I'm in sales,
Yep.
and so I'm trying to be the best. You know, I just
For sure.
have that
Yeah.
Right,
ambition.
Yeah.
And when it comes to being the best, you want to be best in everything,
Yes, everything.
and you want to have the best of everything.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being honest. You know, it's like,
And
look,
that's
Maybe I'm
exactly-
the best of everything. You
That's
don't
where
know.
she's going with that. Like
Yeah.
that's
but
so.
but I heard what you're
Are
saying.
you guys
and,
want to
like,
go on a date?
Well, I'm
Sounds like it.
I'm just telling you, like that's the type of guy I am, and I know people with my mentality are
Yeah.
like that. You know, like
Mhm.
they hunt, they want to be the best. You know,
For
Right.
sure.
Yeah, because that's me. I'm like a sapiosexual. Like I'm attracted to men for their intelligence. I'm
Mhm.
attracted to men for what they.
man, don't
If-
lie. You
if
could be ugly as
That's
hell,
my
and
foreplay.
you'd be like, oh,
She's dated some uglies. No, I'm just kidding.
So you're telling me?
Sorry, Dan.
Damn.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
You telling me some guy? He's like, yeah, man, I'm ambitious. And he's got a big, huge wart on his nose and stuff, and boogers hanging out, being all stankified and stuff. But he
Come
does
on.
good. I'm just saying.
He's probably not ambitious if he looks like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Ambitious
just-
people.
Hey,
take care of
you can't
themselves.
change your face.
You have to take care. Of
You can
yourself.
change your butt. I hear that you have beef with BBLs.
What?
I have beef.
Hey,
beef.
you have a BBL?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Hey,
Do you?
show it.
That's our point. You didn't know she
No,
had a
no.
BBL.
No, I didn't.
See? That's
I
what
didn't.
I love
Let's
about
see.
it. I always tell her, I'm like, if I didn't tell people, they would never know.
No, I noticed your butt.
But if you would
Oh.
never think it's like weird, like or big or It's just my butt.
I forgot what it looks like.
Okay, I'll turn around.
So why did you? Okay, you
gotta
should
get
show
this.
it after. Yeah, show it after. So then I'll ask you something.
It is a good BBL though.
Good lord.
Because I saw your clip about BBLs. I was like, this will be interesting.
Did I? Okay.
Oh wait,
I'm sure we've had one.
I just want to make sure they got the scan thing so they could see that. The scan
Oh,
thing
yeah,
on
yeah.
that.
Oh, I remember that now. Okay. Yeah, no, I remember that now, and that's because most BBLs look really bad.
Yeah.
Like when they go wrong, they
mine
really
is
go
very
wrong.
Natural.
Very natural.
Oh, okay. It's natural.
Like you guys,
It's a natural looking BBL.
yeah.
Did you do
Okay,
that?
how long ago did you get it?
August of 22. And then I had a
So
revision of it in June of 23.
Okay.
So 7 months ago I had a revision.
Was that around here? Or
Yeah,
you had to
Dr.
go?
BBL.
His name's Dr. BBL.
Yeah, he's
Really?
he's great. He actually does penis enlargement too if you need one.
Albagoba.
That sounds scary.
If anybody needs one.
Yeah.
Dr.
Plus
BBL.
I heard that stuff like if they fuck up, you're fucked up.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
why I said, like, if you look at some BBLs that have gone wrong,
Yeah.
they're really bad. That goes for any plastic surgery.
Mhm,
Yeah.
It does.
Like the best plastic surgery is the ones where you can't tell they got plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's
Like
me.
you know,
I feel like you would never
No, I
have guessed I
didn't
had a
know.
Or
yeah.
like if a woman thighs are too skinny,
Mhm.
like the ass has to match the
Yeah.
thighs.
And I mean, I did try it the real way. Like I worked out 5 days a week for 5 months,
Did you
and then I got
squats?
COVID, and I mean, it got a little juicier, not like it is now, but
Not
it
like
got.
not like ham hocks.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't bounce when she walked. Like it
Oh,
didn't do
hey.
that, but like it didn't clap. But you know, but
And now it claps.
yeah. But and then I got COVID and I got sick and I didn't work out for like 2 weeks, no exaggeration, and it was gone. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
What?
I'm not working out for 5 months and it's gone. Like I'm doing surgery.
Oh,
So I did
man.
it, and I had no regrets.
so why did you want to get it? Like, what is the motivation behind it?
Okay, so I'm glad that you asked that
Yeah.
because a lot of men think that
It's for
we're
attention.
out here just trying to do this for men.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were gay,
Mm-hmm.
if I was a lesbian, I would want to fuck someone that looks like me. I would want her to be curvy, brunette, brown, tan, darker complexion, and that's what would turn me on.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be that. So I turned myself on in bed and I just get turned on by myself. And I'm like, this is great.
Do you
and
masturbate
it's
to
handles.
yourself?
Like it's handles. It's literally like handles back there.
Do you
Really?
masturbate to
Yeah,
yourself?
before it would slip. You
Yeah.
know, like, ain't no fun.
I'm curious that. Do you masturbate
I
to
do.
yourself?
I
you do?
a lot,
Actually?
yeah.
Okay.
I do. Like I did today.
This
Wow.
is a fun podcast. This is
I did
interesting.
today. I mean, listen, if you're not masturbating as a woman, you're really not
I'm saying,
having
like,
the
I'm
best
sorry,
sex of your life.
I'm saying thinking of
Hold on.
yourself.
Can I ask something?
Oh no.
Okay, that's what I meant by
no.
that. Yeah, everyone masturbates.
No, I just love. I feel good, and I love my body and how I look, and I just feel like that makes me enjoy sex more.
So you masturbate
I do.
every day?
I feel
What?
like it's good for your skin.
Because how often do you masturbate?
And not every day, like 4 times a week, 3
comment.
maybe.
4 times a day?
3, no, a week. Not that often. Maybe
Don't
3.
Don't lie. You get
I d-
horny.
I did today.
Yeah, because you knew you're coming on a podcast.
No,
You gotta
because
get ready.
why did I
Let's hear some
today?
sample of your erotic stuff.
Yeah.
And now that you masturbate, let's hear it in your voice.
Just read a little erotica.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, boy.
whenever you're ready.
Let me see.
Because I was gonna ask that eventually.
sorry. I just
No, you're good.
you know how I am.
Ammunition is one.
Let's hear the one that made her pull over.
Yeah, there you go.
Ammunition?
Is this your only? Have you only written
Private
one book
DM.
so
Yeah,
far?
this is I'm working on my volume 2 now, but this is my first one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to make the sound.
My
and you have
volume
to
2
be-
is going to be more geared toward like Valentine's, but my volume 3 is going to be forbidden encounters. So it's going to be about
Ooh.
like infidelity, and
Okay, nice.
Oh.
because that's a big thing in our society. It really is. I'm looking for it. Shit, she knows.
She remembers the page. No,
Oh, that one.
Oh, you
Well,
read
I've
a
been
lot.
studying the book for months, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agonize
if you
over
call
every
that-
font, every
if-
picture, every
If you
spacing.
call that
No.
studying,
I don't feel
No,
like
I will say this: that have you been on Twitter? Because
I like
Twitter
anticipation.
not suitable for work is off the chain. It's straight porn,
It is.
oh really?
and
Yeah.
so there'll be times where I'm just going in and just post our post for the day, just our promotional post, and then I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And then I'm like, "I got a few minutes."
So you got
But I would not normally be that turned on at work, but the job kind of does that.
are you on Reddit too and stuff?
Yeah, we're trying to
Reddit's
get.
really hard
yeah.
to get. I'm
That's what
building,
that
we gotta
girl
build our
told-
karma.
Yeah, that's what that girl told me to get on.
Build
I
it
talked to
that
this girl today
We're
who's got
on
1 million
Reddit.
followers on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Are you on
She
Reddit?
had 36,000 followers in June, and has $1 million right now. She got 900.
Is she an attractive woman?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
She's 50.
You probably
and
would say-
No, that's not what I asked. I
No,
asked
but
if she
I'm
attractive.
painting a picture.
Yeah.
She's 50, like my age pretty much. And she's
You're 50?
I'm 47.
Damn.
And she's thank you.
She's
She's natural, all natural.
Yeah, help yourself.
And she's got, and like my son, I showed her to my son. He's like, that's the body I like. Like she's got, she got cellulite. She's fit, she just
plastic surgery though, BBL.
None
No BBLs.
None of it.
No fake
It looks
titties.
good. I don't give a shit about
She shows
plastic
it off.
surgery.
She's like 50,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Men like that, the natural.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
jiggle.
Man, I like what looks good. If you want to know the truth, I don't care if it's plastic or real.
Yeah. Well, I got my boobs done 17 years ago. They're still here.
They're pretty big too.
They're what's the bra?
Most men don't know what's plastic or real.
No, they
Oh, I
really
know.
don't.
They don't.
You
We're
didn't know.
stupid
You
like
I
didn't
can,
know.
if I touched them, I would know if those
You
were
didn't
real.
know the butt.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Actually, you
but I
can.
didn't look,
Yeah.
but I didn't touch it either.
Some
It's
fake
real fat.
tits, some fake tits really stand out when they're just like sit up and high and,
hard,
and
yeah.
don't move at all.
Yeah.
Like then you know.
Mine are just a part of me now. They're so old.
Yeah, you can't even tell. Yeah.
Like,
Maybe that's
I forgot they're fake.
the key. They just literally grow into you.
Yeah.
And I did liposuction, and I went from an A to almost a D just by doing
Really?
liposuction because
For
the
your
fat
boobs?
will never go back.
Well, I want to pick your
Oh,
brain
yeah.
about that, but I don't want to. Let's hear some.
yeah.
Let's hear a
Okay.
page. Okay, Erotica by
so
Melissa.
I kind of wanted to read Anticipation, but it's
Wait,
2
hold on.
pages.
Do you have some mood?
It's worth it.
Do we have some mood music real quick?
Yeah.
for this?
I don't got anything set up. But no.
bow
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Anticipation. This is called Anticipation. She waited for him all day. She set the mood, hoping he'd stay. Once he arrived, he knew the game she'd play. She pranced around as he watched, bending over, pretending something dropped. He watched her as he played along. He knew he'd have her naked. It wouldn't be long. She grabbed his hand and led him upstairs, her heart racing as her bed drew near. They entered the room as she turned and looked toward him. In this moment, she'd do anything for him. She used his hands to get undressed. In her heart, she wanted to be kept. Standing there naked, her skin so soft and sweet. The smell of her body brought him to his knee. She laid on her bed as he watched her play. She glanced up at him and said, "Is this okay?" He grabbed her hand and gently pulled her back, then gently whispered, "Yes, that's enough." Her legs open as she lies in bed. He grabbed her face and said, "Give me head." Her body moving in motion. I don't think he was ready for this devotion. Her tongue touches the tip of his dick, licking downward, catching the spit. Her mouth wet as she pushes him in, her legs shaking as she's on all fours. She's about to come and can't take no more. She stops and tells him, "That's enough." He doesn't listen and begins to get rough. He flips her over onto her side, gripping her ass as he glides. She tries to fight it before giving in. The moment of entry is where it begins. Her body is wet from head to toe. She's gripping his bicep and loses control. He fucks her like she's never been fucked before, making sure nobody else walks through that door. The anticipation was everything and more. It's about to be done. She begs and asks for his cum. He pulls out and honors her wish, coming all over her and ending with a kiss.
Mm.
Is your penis harder right now after hearing that? Is your penis harder right now after hearing that? Be honest.
there's some better ones.
That's the goal.
Okay, both of you
I
just
can
stand up.
imagine it,
Stand
you know,
up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
But yeah, I mean, that's how all
But-
of them are pretty much.
But that is really good.
Thank you.
Like,
See
how's
what
Yeah.
I mean?
It
Maya
got
Angelou
better
to
and it
Cardi
got
B,
more
right?
vulgar
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
it
it
went
does.
on. Like
It
I
all
will say that,
start
like
out,
it kind of it did go into
Starts out,
something
yeah.
bolder. At first, I was like, okay, this is kind of starting Dr. Susie, but then like as it started flowing, like
Mhm.
it definitely got better.
That's
as
how
you
they
can see
all
that.
are. Like I said in the beginning, I'm just
It's like
telling
an
a story,
oven.
and then we're fucking.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so. That's what I think makes it so intriguing, though,
Yeah.
for me to
Whatever.
sign on and be a
I-
part of it.
I saw your face.
Yeah.
Catch the spit, girl.
Don't-
Catch the spit.
I'm gonna have to grab a mop for that side after this
I'm
podcast.
just so proud of Melissa because she's like.
No, that
it's
that
a
is
sister
really
to me.
good.
Thank
I'm
you.
like, wow.
Thank you.
It's very good.
You could make
Thanks.
rap songs about that stuff.
Thank you. I do know every single Too Short song that I was
Oh, then that like put stuff in your
I was
mind.
listening to that shit at 11. Like,
so
what?
what erotic poetry do you read? Like, did you read 50 Shades of Grey? Like, I've never read that. I saw the movie on it, but I know like that's, you know, the big mainstream one that everyone reads. Like, what are some like erotic poetry, like books or like any writers that kind of inspired you? Or like, did you like read an erotic poem and just get so turned on? You're like, fuck, I want to do this. No,
I've never read a book in my entire life until I was like 39 years old. I read The Greatest Secret.
Okay.
So it was the first book I ever read. But
and that's I'm not familiar with that book.
That's
okay.
like manifesting in your mind.
The Secret,
Yeah.
Okay. You never read that?
Nah.
It turned into a movie. It was a big thing.
Really?
But no,
okay.
I never.
I'll have to check it out.
I watched 50 Shades. I never read the book. I just hate reading. Because by then when that came out, I still hadn't read a book. But I just started writing when I was like 16. But back then it was like, oh, we went for a walk on a romantic night and saw such a beautiful sight. Like it was very PG.
Yeah.
And then I met a guy. My ex-fiance, and we didn't live together, so we would write back and forth in this book. He'd take it home, I'd take it home, and we'd write. And I started realizing that I could write. So now I'm like, I told her a few months back, I'm like, girl, I want to write a book. Like, I'm going to write a book. I'm really good at writing. And then if I have good sex, it really motivates me to really write. So I'm like, shit. She's like, you need to stay single.
Yeah.
Stay single.
Have you ever had such good sex you have to like just run to the notebook after you finished and just start writing shit down?
Yeah. Well, maybe I think this is different, but sometimes like the best sex is when you're with someone because it's so passionate. Like, and it's more.
That's when you're making love.
Yeah.
There's a difference between having sex and making love.
I never made love in my life until recently.
Yeah. Like making love is when you truly have like that exchange of energy with someone.
Like the best,
it's a spiritual connection.
It is
100%.
I actually was just listening to this other podcast on YouTube. There was this chick porn star on there. I don't know her name or anything.
You sure?
No, I don't. She wasn't because she wasn't that famous.
Okay.
Yeah, she was. I know like the big ones, but I don't know like. She was like a nobody. But anyway, she was arguing how for her, just like sex is just all physical, and I was baffled by it, but I'm also not sure if she was just like saying that to defend her line of work or not, because I feel like everyone, at least if you've made love, you know sex is more than just physical.
Yes.
It definitely can just be physical if you don't have the right partner though.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why sleeping around should never be really something that either men or women get into.
100%.
I agree.
You're losing so much.
Yeah, I feel like every time, like I do feel like it affects women more, but it affects men too. But I do affects when you have multiple partners, like because there always is that exchange of energy going on. Women are just more emotional creatures. Like you kind of take a part of that person that you engage in that with. So I feel like women who have like a lot of partners in it makes it harder for them to kind of like find that soulmate on there.
But it affects guys too.
It does. But I think it affects women a little more just because they're more emotional creatures.
I think I could have been a dude when I was born. Like I think God made him messed up a
like
little bit
tomboy?
because my mind. Like I don't really get emotional. Like I could never talk to you again and be fine.
Right.
After you bang him?
Yeah.
Let me ask. Yeah. I want to ask everyone here something. I've asked you this before, but this is something we've talked about. So if I could go back, I would. If I could go back and wait to have sex to meet my wife, I would like. And raising my daughter, and even if I had a son, I would do it. I would advocate for like premarital sex. That's the mindset I've changed because of this energy exchange. But like I didn't have that mindset honestly until like I got older and I met my fiance. So like that's my question. You're like, if you could go back, I know it's a little like I have noticed like it is tougher to ask people that are single but like if you could go back, would you wait till you found the one?
No, absolutely not. And I feel like you haven't met that person because it wasn't the right time. And I truly believe in soulmates. And I think that people disagree, but I think if there's only one, maybe a few, but they're very, very far and few between. And when you meet them, I just think it's when you're your best self. Sure. Like I've been single 3 years and I've been healing a lot and I've faced a lot of trauma that I even like towards my dad. I said, look, I have abandonment issues because of you. Like I was engaged 4 times and married once and I run from everything. Yeah. And
were you
I had
the
to
one
heal
who
from
left?
That stuff?
Yeah. You ran away
them.
From the weddings?
Every one of them.
Okay.
And I had to heal from those things. And now I'm the best version of me. And I met my soulmate. We're not together, but like I know that is my soulmate. whether we end up together or not. But I feel like going back to you, it was just a timing thing. I personally don't want to have sex with one person for the rest of my life and not be and know really like what sex is.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know it's an energy thing, but I just feel like I just can't imagine being like just with one, like waiting and you're just engaged and you're married and then you have sex the first night you get married. Like, I don't know that. Like, don't you remember when you had sex for the first time? Like, that would suck.
I see what you're saying. At first,
that would suck.
I was confused. I thought you were saying, "Oh, I haven't found my soulmate, but I don't know if I want to like, get with this guy and get with this guy."
No.
Like,
I don't think that. I think finding your soulmate and having that spiritual connection that you're talking about is just a timing thing. Like, you're your best version right now. Had you met that person 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you may not have that connection.
That's what you're saying. You definitely got to be the best version of yourself. But before we get too far, I want to let Maggie answer her. Her answer.
Would you wait and be a virgin at marriage?
No. I think, well, for me personally, I had childhood trauma. So I think that led me into a really abusive first marriage, which is the father of my kids. So I think that it's easy when you when you're only brought up a certain way or you only see certain things, then anything a little better than that will feel like love too. So I think that a lot of not just women, but men too, settle into these relationships because it feels like more than what they got growing up, or it feels safer, more secure, more loving. But at the end of the day, it's really not what that person might deserve or what that person could have. And so I definitely don't think that would have been anything that would have changed my trajectory in life. I mean, I've been single 4 years now, which is a really, really long time. And I was in back-to-back relationships, which both ended in. So if that tells you anything, I was a big believer in like relationships and commitment. Only to find that it was really just me to work on myself and get to a place where now I feel like if I come to a man,
come inside.
I come wholly as myself. I don't come with broken parts that they have to fill.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people with brokenness, and I think that a lot of times most people are just walking around broken, and then they meet somebody and they feel something, and the only reason they call it love or chemistry, like off Tinder or Bumble or the bar, is because they're just so void on their own that any little thing feels good. And I can sit alone for another 4 years and be completely satisfied and be okay with that. And most people broken come together and they mistake it for love. And I'm waiting for the real love. Like the God put someone in my life that I can't live without, and it
healed. He's got to be healed in a sense. He just does.
Yes.
He or she.
So that's the answer to my question.
That's the same thing. They have to be healed. I've dated women.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a checkbox. Like, are you healed? Yes or no?
No, there should be, because like you
really
talk about your childhood trauma first.
Well, like, are you damaged goods? Like, what's going on?
I'm one of them people. Like, if I got hurt in a relationship, then I'm not ready to get in another relationship. Like, I want to make sure I'm healed.
Good for you.
But
I do love that.
But
you gotta give your time part to heal.
But a lot of people don't like being alone.
Yep.
100%. I still don't like being alone, but now I'm like in a point in my life, like whoever comes in my life, like I got a bunch of shit going on. So it's like, I can't have the wrong person in my life to mess up. Because you bring the wrong person in your life, male or female, they will fuck it up.
100%.
Me, 100%.
Yes.
So
you can't know who you truly are without being alone.
And especially like what you guys got going on. Like, you bring the wrong guy in.
It is hell.
If anything, you want someone that will either support you or uplift you.
Or just, I'm not ready, maybe.
Or
maybe it's just not the right time.
They could be just, that's how I feel. Like, if someone's going to be in my life, they have to either support me or uplift me. But if they're trying to like drag me down because they have like all these, and I'm not trying to be a dick, if they have like issues, but if they have issues that they're portraying onto me, and then like, that's, you bring the wrong person in your life.
There's
like,
a bunch of people filling voids.
You have to know, like, and for that question, I'll just answer my opinion.
It's okay. I know.
But I like to say what I got to say.
Say it. You were next, so don't worry.
Like, in some ways, I see where you guys are coming from, because I feel like I did need to have that sexual experience. But I will say, maybe I had a little too much with people. That's not. Because I feel like
that's a real thing.
It has like affected me in a way. So maybe I didn't need to go as far as I did.
I feel like
when I was like that, I'm not like that now. But
I think what can
was,
change that is going now when you do meet a woman and you really are into her, then go slow. If you wait a month,
yeah, but I'm a dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But that's where you have to now change your narrative and say, okay,
but I'm a hunter.
I'm always banging chicks. Now I'm going to go slow with you.
No.
I'm going to date you. I'm going to court you. I'm going to fall in love with your mind and fall in love with everything about
Everybody
you.
goes
fast.
fast.
And when you do have sex, it will feel like this emotional.
Like how many people we've talked about this before? Like so many relationships just start solely based on sex.
Oh yes.
Like I will admit, even with my fiance, we had sex before we fell in love. Like to your point though. And I do think, and I really like what you just said like that. I think that is some really good advice for men if you do feel like you had a lot of partners. Because I feel like from the man's like perspective, once we start sleeping with more and more women, it makes it harder for us to commit to one.
Right.
You know, so the higher our body count,
bond, you know.
Yeah, it makes it tougher for us to commit to one and like want to settle down with anyone at all. Like, and that from the man side of you, that's a negative point.
We were just having this conversation today because I'm a super big believer in waiting. And I'm not saying I've waited every single time. I've actually put it to the test. So, but that's another story. But I just believe that I believe that when you wait, there's value in that.
Absolutely.
And maybe I won't like you in like 2-3 months and then I never even fuck. So like
the guy would be so fucking pissed. Wasted 3 months with this chick.
You wait 3 months?
I have, yes.
Oh, good Lord. They don't have no game. No, I'm just kidding.
I probably did. Months too.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like
it is better.
Yeah, it really is because if you're not waiting, then and for me, I don't know about other women, but if it's good, I'll get dickmatized. Like, I'm like, oh, that's no big deal. Yeah. If he does that, that's okay.
Like, that's that
red flag is pink. Like, I'm get real into that sex and I want it, and it creates everything. Our whole relationship is sex, and so then I don't even really know if I like you, and then by the time I like you. Shit, we're invested and now we're just like you said, staying together. Yeah. And I just think it's better all around if you wait. 100%. I would tell that to every woman in the world.
I agree with that a lot too.
Well, actually, and then like as a guy's perspective, you look at it, it's like, oh, this one was tough, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know how I think.
No, it does feel good.
Like I think
from the guy.
Well, my experience is when I used to be bad.
Be a player. I'm a player.
It's the first date. You know, like we go out, and you know, I've heard it. Oh, I don't do this normally. Like, yeah, whatever. That's okay, but it happens. So,
but I've done that though. Like that's the thing. I have had sex on the first date.
Yeah,
not with a ton of people, but a couple, 3. And it's, I mean, I know their names because I
that's 3, not
so 9.
I know because
47, 3 is really not very many.
Right, it's not. But I know who they are because I felt horrible afterwards. Like, and I would even cry to them. Like, it's something where it's like, why did I fucking do that? You know, but you're in the moment. But to defense of the women is like, that could be true. She may not always do that. And it's just some chemistry that you're feeling and it happens. And then she regrets it the next day. So I feel like a lot of men do say, well, if I fucked her on the first night, who else fucked her on the first night? Like it's that's not a real thing.
Oh, well, I just thought I was like, whatever. I've heard this before.
But I hear that, you know, from guys.
You know, but it could have been like that for some of them. But then as a guy, if you heard that a few times. But I've been in relationships with some of those women.
I actually put that to the test because, you know, people say, oh, if you make a guy wait, you know, he did it. My last fiance, I did sleep with the first night and he proposed to me after 11 months. We were together 3 years. My fiance before that, I made wait. We slept with pillows in between us. We waited like 3.5 months and he proposed to me on the 4th month. So I don't really think it really matters.
Oh, you proposed that quick.
Yeah.
4 months.
And we're together 3 years. I don't think it really matters like to a man, like we think it does. But I think in the relationship, the substance of waiting creates a better bond.
I think you're right on that. But I also think it doesn't matter because I just feel like if something happens the first date, usually there's like strong chemistry.
Yeah, for sure.
For that to happen, you know, the waiting part probably makes it so if something happens, it could last longer.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if you got it on the first date, then
and if it's real good, then you're just like, oh man, I just got to get more.
Then you just want to do that all the time.
I just want to fuck you. That's it.
Yeah. And now your relationship's just started off of sex and based off sex.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of people, like even me, and like I used to feel like if I didn't from the man side, if I didn't have sex, like maybe not on the first date, but at least not like get a kiss or have some form of like intimate connection, like I would get friend zoned. But really, like I was friend zoning myself, like with that type of mindset. Yeah. Like, oh, just because I didn't fuck like within the first week or two, she's not into me.
So you really did hold off with women?
No, I didn't. No, I did when I was younger.
Because nobody, can we talk about that or no? About the micro? Is that not cool?
Oh, you're talking about.
So listen, there's the only men that are gonna not
I had a micro
fuck
experience.
you is because something's wrong with their dick.
Like a micro
no
penis?
man's gonna say no to sex.
Yeah.
I had this guy that said
no.
He made her wait 3 months.
He wants to be in love before we are that level of intimacy.
So he's pulling that card, yeah.
Yeah.
And you like that, I bet.
At first.
Yeah. I feel like most women would. No, I feel like if this guy, he's just.
It's like, but I was like fresh off
a
divorce and single mom, and I've got the weekend to myself, and like we've been doing this for a month. What are we doing now? You know, kind of thing. And then I found out why.
And that's because he has a micro penis, like a really small one.
Google it.
Like,
what's a micro penis?
Yeah, what does micro?
It's like this big, no lie.
And that's when it's.
Wait, is that full?
Knuckle.
Yeah. She said it was like scissoring.
Yeah. And that's when he had an erection. That's when he had an erection. It was that small.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Like when I see that,
but he actually had a really great personality. He was ambitious and he was.
You got to give him that dude's number. Because penis enlargements.
Let me ask you this.
That's where I felt shallow.
He lose his tongue?
I felt shallow as a woman because. No, and that's a thing. Like you would think if you had that, you would be really good
at
other things.
Like,
yeah,
I'd be like, man, I'm gonna learn.
Check out my tongue game, girl. I don't need no penis.
Right.
Like I'm gonna learn everything, every little inch and crevices.
Or like he like. It'd be funny. He's like, all right, just turn around and bend over, and he just like sneakily like slides on a strap on. He starts bending you out,
and it's dark.
Yeah, it's real dark in there.
Something maybe I could work. I don't know. You know, I think what it was for me is I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with.
Wait. Did you say see a future or feel a future?
I couldn't feel a future.
Couldn't feel a future. There you go. Well, I don't. Honest. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to have a good sex life with your partner.
Yeah. No,
like for me, like
important.
I couldn't be with someone who it's not everything, but I couldn't be with someone I didn't have like any sexual chemistry with.
Oh, that's a deal breaker for me. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's where I go back to the the male mindset again is. I have friends that have been in relationship for years and years, 20 years, right?
Yep.
And they just don't have sex. They don't care. I'm like, that is not going to fly with me.
Yep.
Like I have to have great sex with you and I want you to have sex with me all the time.
Yeah.
Like I want to be that. And if we're not, then why am I with you?
By Melissa, you got to get your freak on.
Yeah.
I was like, when you're coming home from work, I want you to be like, be at the door on your knees. Like,
yep.
Please. Thank you.
Like I told,
please.
I told my fiance, I was like, hey, like after this kid comes out, I know you gotta wait a month, but that's what's like, we're not gonna turn in one of those couples because I know a lot of my friends have kids, or I just hear, oh, you have a kid, and then sex life is just over. While she was pregnant, I was like, that's not gonna be us. Just so you know, I planted that seed right away, and sure enough, it's not. Yeah. Like now, the only time like the reason we can't have sex as much is because baby's freaking out or crying around, but it's not that we don't want to.
That's a difference.
Yeah, what a big difference when I feel like a lot of people that have kids, like initially, it's like they lose their attraction to their partner. She's told me a lot of friends like it. She says it affects women more that like you each have a kid, right?
Yeah.
Did it affect your like sexual attraction? Like maybe not attraction to your man, but just like your drive. Did that go down a lot?
I didn't even have an orgasm.
I
didn't even have an orgasm until I was like late 30s.
Really?
Mid 30s. Yeah. I didn't. When I had sex when I was younger, I just had sex because I had to have sex.
Yeah.
Like it was what you did.
Okay.
But now I'm like full on like. I just learned how to squirt because of her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you squirt?
Yeah.
Tell me how. Now I'm like practicing in the shower.
So your sex drive didn't go down at all after you had a kid?
I feel like it's the highest it's ever. I feel like I should maybe I have a problem maybe.
Okay. What about you, Maggie? Like after you had a kid, I'm talking about initially too. Like so it's first like, that first year, first few months after giving birth.
Yeah, because you guys are squirters, right?
No, I mean my sex drive didn't go down. I think some women though, they I wouldn't say they trap a man, but once they get the baby and they get the commitment,
Yeah.
then
They
it's
don't
suddenly
have
like
to.
they're just not as
They're
much
like,
fun
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
They're kinda
gotcha.
like, meh.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of women do that. Like,
Or they use sex as they
Yeah.
weaponize sex, or
Yeah.
it's like, well, sex is something I can give you if
Yeah.
you are meeting X, Y, and Z. Whereas for me, it's like for my man, when I'm in a relationship, I feel like sex is just something that I want to share with him. And by sharing it with him, then he like together we are more fulfilled,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, I want it as much as him. Like it's rare to find a man that wants it more than me.
But that whole
Really?
In
sex
a
thing,
relationship,
like,
yeah.
don't you think with the what you were younger, like those women that are doing that, I feel like they're younger, like holding the sex, like if you do this, we'll have
Older
sex.
women too, though. I mean, they
Really?
weaponize it like, yeah, like they
Mhm.
use it to get what they want.
I feel
in
like
the-
older
in
women
the
are more
marriage.
horny.
But,
yeah,
I mean, I think
women's sex drive, I do feel like it goes up
Yes.
in age, while when men get older,
Goes
like it goes down.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? That is so dumb.
Just biology, I guess.
God
I
is
think
funny,
so. I
isn't
think
he?
for the man, like the thing is, like we need the stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got to get it up, then we got to keep it up, and that for whatever reason it gets tougher as you,
Mhm.
as you get older. But a lot of it has to do with just like your health.
Yeah.
Also, you gotta be natural. Like a guy that's in there lifting weights, naturally building that testosterone,
Yes.
he's gonna be going longer and harder in bed, and doesn't matter his age either.
Right.
My fiance is actually 7 years older than me.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So have you guys ever dated? Well, how do you guys girls feel about age limits?
Yeah,
As a-
I dated a guy who was 50 something.
Okay,
11
my
years
parents are
older than me.
21 years apart. My
Oh,
dad being the
okay.
older one,
Wow.
like more of the stereotypical
Yeah, yeah.
what you see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I get hit on more by younger men than any other age group.
I
Like my
believe it.
son's age.
For
He's
sure.
28.
Me too.
And I'm like, my son's 28. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Man,
so that's a
like,
little.
don't
Is that
care."
too weird
I
for
will
you?
not. Yes.
Yeah.
I won't. But I even am real hesitant, even in like the mid 30s. I'm fine with, I had this whole rule of like, 5 up, 10 down.
Sure.
So, and I'm
okay.
47. So I
Yeah.
don't want to date a 67-year-old.
No.
I don't want to date a 57-year-old.
Well, it gets tougher
But-
in the later stages of life if you're looking
Yes.
for something serious.
But now,
too.
though, now where I'm at, I prefer an older man
Yeah.
or somewhere around my age. I don't want to date someone who's really not experienced life yet,
Yeah.
especially in the bedroom.
They gotta have that level of maturity.
Yeah.
Well, you're a grown woman also,
Mhm, yeah.
so you're not gonna go looking. You're not looking for a boy. You're looking for a grown man.
Because really all someone's going to want to do in their 20s or early 30s is fuck me.
Just banging out every day.
And
But that sounds like all
and
you
you're
want to do
probably
either,
not
though.
Good. Well, no. And you're
No,
probably
that
not
is
good.
not all
Yeah.
she
You're
wants to
probably
do.
not good at it. I mean, that is all I want to do if I'm with somebody.
Right.
But like if I'm going to even think about a relationship with someone, no, that cannot be in their 20s. The hell?
Okay. Well, we're almost an hour and a half here.
Wow.
Yeah. It went by pretty quick.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff we already
So
talk
the
about.
question of the night.
Yes. I was going to say, like, I'm not trying to end it, but like any final things, like we can do question of the night or anything else that like you girls want to talk about that we didn't get to.
I was just going to ask if you're going to buy the book.
I'll buy the book to support.
I'm
I won't
kidding.
buy the
I'll
book.
give you the book.
I'll buy. No, but I'm saying I
I'll
would
give
buy.
you a book.
I would buy it to support just because I appreciate you coming on here.
Give
and
it
I'm
to
like
a
for some
single
support.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's saying like I can't do it if my
Yeah.
girl. If I bought that home to my fiance,
We'll stop to tell you too.
I would think my girl would like that if I walked in with that.
Hey, honey.
Hey, honey, how's your podcast? I'm pretty good. Check out this book that I bought.
Spice
Yeah,
up
but-
the marriage. What do
You said it's for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did have a client and she's like, yeah, I bought your book and I saw her name come across on the orders.
Mhm.
She's like, me and Chris is her husband. She's like, me and Chris are going to read it together. I was like, that threw
A
me
real
for a
estate
loop.
client,
That really
right?
threw me
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
loop because I was like, wow, good for you guys. Like, that's cool.
Right.
No, it seems like a book you would read together if you're.
Yeah, I suppose.
And it could inspire them to write erotica too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can spice
No,
up a lot.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So, are you, I mean, I can ask you this once we're off. I
Yeah.
just had
Go.
questions on
No,
it.
just you can go for it now too.
So do you have to have, because we're dabbling in this, like I want to start doing the podcasting.
Yeah.
So
Here, if it's about equipment, let's save that to off air. But then for end of recording,
no,
okay,
no,
okay,
it's about
something.
topic.
Okay, good.
So like,
good.
how
Okay.
are you, obviously she came to you or whatever,
Yep,
but how are
yep.
you finding people and which type of topics in which people get more engagement and more people to look and watch?
Sure. So I've rebranded and done a bunch of different types of podcasts by now. When I first started this, So I've bartended for about 11, 12 years now. It was with this guy. So when I first had the idea of starting the podcast, I wanted to call it 86. It was like service industry.
That's cool.
Yeah, themes related. Yeah. It was pretty cool. We did it for a while. I'd have my coworkers come on. We talk shit, tell funny stories of like customers and whatnot. But that got boring really quick. Okay. So then we kind of just slowly expanding on here. A lot of these I just do with my good friends. And then just from there, I get like networking, posting clips online. People see it like, hey, I want to come on and talk about. I've noticed like a lot of people really want to do a podcast because they just want to come on and talk about shit. I feel like not a lot of people have a one-on, like it's very rare to like sit down across from someone and just talk.
It is because you're doing this.
Yeah. So I have a lot of people that just reach out to me and come out, but I've rebranded a bunch of different times. It's mainly, but like my good friends I've worked with over the years.
I feel like that. I mean, that is kind of it. I like to talk.
Yeah. But I will say, so in this new channel lately, so we have been talking more about all like relationship type of stuff. That's why I'm excited when you hit me up. Because like perfect. Because this past year, it's been all focused on men and women dynamics, romantic relationships, alpha males, beta males, all the funny topics. Because that's also like just really hot right now on the internet as well. So that's been getting a lot of views.
Because then they switch roles.
Yeah. So 100%. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, we should shift gears a little bit and start, talking about this.
Oh my God, I have to say something because I'll forget.
Yep.
So, back to that whole healing process. I feel like I've been alpha my whole life. Yep. My mom was. So I was very rude to my husband, my house, my money, my everything. Like I was very alpha and I wasn't healed. And these last 3 years that I've been alone and healing, now I'm like, I can actually be in my feminine energy. And you hear that get tossed around so much. You're like, oh, you're feminine, you're alpha. But it's a real thing.
It is.
And being in this energy, really opening myself up and allowing to be cared for is just a whole new level of everything. Like, I don't feel like an alpha woman is ever going to have the man or get the man that she wants ever. Right. And she does. You don't even realize that you're blocking it. So it's a real thing. But I think on the internet, it's more like just tossed around. Like it's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
But it really is real. And I don't think you can get into that energy until you heal.
Yeah. Right. We have a mutual friend that has a lot of masculine energy, and we see her continuously with men, and she just keeps kind of self-sabotaging all these relationships because she tries to make the plans. She tries to coordinate everything. Yep. She tries to get the man to be who she wants him to be. Yep. And I'm like, that man just wants to be a man for you. Okay. Right. Let that man be the man for you. And you sit back and be the woman. Because even though I am a part of 3 businesses and I am successful, there's nothing I want more than to be submissive to the right
sure.
man.
Yes.
Period.
It's interesting to say that because you're both really successful businesswomen, but you still have those traditional values.
Yes.
You could say.
Yes. And a want, a desire. I desire that. I don't want to lead.
We're masculine in the way that we have to be because we are on our own. It's not that we want to be, it's that we have to be.
But that energy, especially you women, like you two, nothing bad. But because if you're successful, you have to have that energy to be successful.
You do.
And so it comes off with whoever you deal with. Unfortunately.
Yes, you do. But I feel like you also have to feel safe with that person. Right. And you're not going to feel safe with a lot of people. So when those walls break down and you do feel safe with someone, you're like, okay, now I'm vulnerable. Like I'm really in my feminine energy.
Yeah, like when you date a guy and they open the door, they open the car door.
You feel it's weird.
But the reason that you might do it first is because you don't want to be standing there and they don't open. So until I can trust that every time you're going to open that door, I might open that door myself. But once you show up enough and I know every time you're going to open the door, I'll gladly sit there and wait for you to open it. But you need to show me that you're that kind of man.
And then smack your ass when you walk through. Every time, please. Get in that door, woman.
That too. But I just think that's the thing. Like, I make so many decisions in business and with my children. And it's like, if I'm going to date a man, I want him to, you plan the place. Just tell me to show up.
Right.
And let me know if it's casual or if I should
dress up.
That's period. That's all I want to know. I don't want to pick the place. I don't want to make a reservation. I don't want to book a flight. Fuck that. I want the man to be the man.
But the problem is men aren't doing that because women are allowing mediocre shit. So everybody, they're all these women are like, oh, he hasn't texted me in 4 days, or it's okay. Oh, when he does, he texts me. Like, no, I'm going to tell you, look, respect my time. I wouldn't leave you on red for 3 days. Don't do it to me. And men are not used to boundaries because it's allowed. And that's a major problem in this world right now. It really is.
Yeah, we can get into it now. Like,
it really is.
Because I think like there's more like problems with the women. And
really?
Sick. Why don't you say it for you?
I will tell. Yeah. I think because of the boss mentality. I'm not saying if you guys have it, because you guys seem nice people, but you had to become alpha to do what you do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think a lot of new men are freaking lazy. You know, they don't have ambition, you know, so it's probably even harder for you guys to find guys, the type of guys you want. I don't know what's going on with society. I think it's messed up here in America.
For sure.
Honestly.
It is.
I feel like people don't care about values because we're in Minnesota or like in America, everything you can get like that. So like there's a problem. There's a difficult thing with your relationship. I can replace you. Yeah, you can be replaced. Like I can go get a burger right now, you know, like you go to different countries, it's not like that. I feel like the family values aren't as strong here in America. Man,
my daughter wants to move
on about this stuff.
Oh, for sure. America's trash.
And it honestly, well, America's
becoming trash.
Company, but like the culture is
there's the morals. There's no morals.
Ask us how many married men or committed in relationship men have been in our DMs.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Astounding.
And why do you think that? Because their wives probably treat them like crap.
And you know what? And that's the thing. Like I think it comes down to the whole paradigm too of like comfortability and habit, and like they're stuck in a sense. Like it's hard to change. When you are living with someone for 5, 10, 20 years, it is hard to change everything and just walk away from that relationship. So to sneak on over and fulfill that the way someone makes you feel, like you could have a man that is complete submissive to it, and the woman, his wife, is alpha, right? But then he comes over and he's with me and he gets to be his masculine energy. Yeah. How do you think he's gonna feel in that? Amazing. So it's like really, I feel like 2 women can have the same man without having the same man. I always say that because you're a different person with each person.
So do you believe people are meant to be monogamous or no?
I think they should be.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the male creature. I think that because men are very visual, and I think that it's very easy for them to get sidetracked. And I don't think by heart that they mean to. I do think that I don't believe that once a cheater, always a cheater.
Me neither. I believe in second chances. And I agree with you 100% about like monogamous. Like I feel like we're not like hard coded. There's nothing in our DNA that makes us, but we realize that's a better choice, especially when you're like you want to have a kid with someone. For sure. Now that's not the way things like always work out. Obviously, no matter like whose fault it is, unfortunately, over these generations, we realize it's better just to be with one person.
I feel like if you're like when I'm into someone, I'm into them. I don't care how hot some girl comes up. When I'm into them, I'm not. I was like, oh,
you don't even notice that.
But I got her. Like how you said you treat your man.
Smother.
Like if I'm into that woman and she treats me like that, I can't even think of another woman because I'm just excited to see her.
Okay, now to ping off that, back when I was going about like guys who like have multiple partners, I feel like the more partners you have, the harder it is to really get into a woman like that. Because I feel like when you first lose your virginity, how do you remember how in you are to that person? Like how obsessed with that?
Yeah. You're crying for days on
end.
I'll
be honest, like I was never more obsessed, like initially at first, I was never more obsessed like initially with a woman than that person I lost my virginity with.
Yep.
That's why I think like that exchange through energy is like, it's so important and critical. Like if you did want to have like some of the commitment, it's better to either make them wait. Like you said, like if you're already too far gone and you're like, you ruined it, now you got to make them wait. But if your body count's still low, or if you're even a virgin, then you have the chance to like give someone 100% of that energy and just be completely obsessed with them.
Yeah. Nobody gives 100% in anything anymore. Don't think so.
No.
Well, I don't know about
maybe sex, but
yeah.
No, I mean, I feel I work hard, I give 100% when I'm working.
I mean, but that is rare too.
Yeah.
It really is. A lot of, like you said, going back to a lot of people are lazy.
Let me tell you something. I bet you give 100% with your come inside.
I do.
Yeah.
You like how I answered that?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, we've worked till like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We did.
It's really good. You like it? Well, how about this? Okay, so we'll go real quick closing statements. Any last thing, like if you want to tell people where they can find you,
okay,
website, all that stuff, future podcasts coming out. Yeah, go ahead and shamelessly plug away.
Okay, so book, I get the book.
Yep.
Where this is.
Yep.
Erotica-by-melissa.com. My light switches. My light switches. You find me on Facebook. All my stuff's on Facebook too. I'm pretty open. I'm not secretive.
I'll put, and when this gets posted, I'll put all of the links to everything under this stuff. So I'll get those from you later.
I'm actually we're starting a podcast. So would you come on mine?
I would love to.
Perfect.
I can't be doing no erotic poetry stuff though.
Okay. We're gonna talk about dating.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
Maggie, thank you for coming on here too.
I'm here to plug her, so
yeah. Well, I want you to plug yourself a little bit. If there's any just last thoughts you have, because you did come in here and you said a lot of really good stuff.
Oh, I would just say that for women out there, especially moms and in particular single moms, that just as your kids get older, like at 40, I feel like now I can really chase my passions and build my empires. And I think that as women, sometimes we don't think we're going to get the chance, but I'm just can start at 40.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Double D, got any last things?
Man, I think they said it all. and if I have something to say, I say it on the spot. So
I like that.
Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you didn't plug you?
You don't need.
We have to be Facebook friends.
Yeah. We have to. No, I have all kinds of stuff going on. So
there it is. 9 chooses Doug Life. Doug Life chose me. Peace.